Hello and welcome to Exeter. Today we are training with the Chiefs, surely the standout team of the season. Promoted into the Premiership at the start of last season, they have now all but guaranteed Heineken Cup rugby for next year. And if things go well for the boys from the southwest, they couldn't end the season in the top four, and that would mean a shot at a Twickenham final. Remarkable. So let's find out what makes these boys tick. Welcome to Guinness Behind the Badge. Now, a club shop is always a shrine to the home team, and here in the beautifully run Exeter Chiefs trading post, nothing says I support my team more than a branded pizza cutter and dog poo bag dispenser. Everything the fan needs. Now, on a slightly more serious note, it was a rather disappointing week for English clubs in European competition, with Wasps and Harlequins being ejected from the Amlin Challenge Cup by Biarritz and Toulon respectively, and Saracens being kicked out of the Heineken Cup by Clermont-Auvergne at home. But the English teams need to put those disappointments of European rugby to one side, because it is a big weekend in the Aviva Premiership coming up. The weekend's action starts on Friday night with the Sale Sharks welcoming Bath to Edgeley Park, and then on Saturday, Gloucester, desperate to recapture some form, take on bottom of the table Newcastle Falcons at Kingsholm. London Irish, themselves struggling in the Premiership at present, welcome Saracens to the Madejski Stadium, a Saracens team desperate to get back into the top two. Worcester welcome Exeter to Six Ways, and then Harlequins take on Wasps in a London derby. But the big derby has to be Northampton Saints against the Leicester Tigers at Franklin's Gardens. Now, Rob Baxter, of course, is the figurehead of the club, but he needs his able lieutenants, and one such able lieutenant is the team manager, Rob Koenig. Rob, on a match day, what would your job be on a match day?
Keeping calm, keep everybody else calm, so you keep a clear head of actually what's happening. There'll be some drama somewhere along the line, coping with that.
What about when a player comes to the club, a new face arrives? What's your responsibility to make life easy for him?
Yeah, we tend to give them mentors. The one or two of our established players are really good at showing people around the areas, showing them where to live, and all those sort of things. When you look around, do you get a sense of pride in what's happening here? Yes, I do. I've been with the club a long time, seen it through the old county ground to here. Yeah, we are proud of it. I think, the chief exec and his board of directors have made something nice, and therefore we all want to keep it that way. Now it's that time again when we put high-class athletes to the test with the sort of physical challenges that they won't be expecting and won't be used to. But before we do that, we'll just ask them a few questions about how the season's going for you. Guys, Exeter Chiefs, surprising everyone again. You've done it for the second season. People are starting to accept it now. But as the success comes, is there more pressure on you as each game goes by?
I don't think we're in a nice position at the moment. We're sitting fifth, and there's 3 games left. We can really go and attack it. I think we've already achieved far better than last year, and that was one of our main aims. You're building yourselves up into
a big club now, aren't you? I mean, you've got the facilities, you've got the structure here, and you're getting the wins.
Yeah, I think it's something that, it's always been in place here, and Tony Rowe's a big man for saying, we've got big dreams, big ambitions. Obviously, it was something that we thought that we were capable of doing. Maybe like Hayden says there, it wasn't something we were expecting to do so soon. We'll just keep building, and one of the big things that Rob did say is that we want to get better. And we've obviously got better since last season, and hopefully we can then continue to get better and better, and obviously a bigger and bigger club.
And as we sat down, you instantly were getting grief off these two guys. Why are they picking on you within seconds of us getting here?
I think they're jealous of me, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah. Especially Neil, and he's a bit of a jealous character. Just good looks I got.
But what about the team spirit? What's it like within the squad?
We don't tend to just come in and train and just go home, that's it. I mean, we tend to play golf together, go hunting together. Yeah, we spend a lot of time with each other, and I think, like you say, that's probably one of the reasons why that we've been getting on so well.
Now, that's one of the things I would doubt you'd hear some of the London boys say. They might say they go play golf together, but hunting.
Simon Alcott's a keen deer stalker.
Right.
And there's myself, Ben, Moon and him go out with our guns and do what we do.
comparing Australia with Exeter. I mean, this is the other thing. People have got to get used to, if a player's looking to coming down to this neck of the woods, it's a new area. Comparisons between Australia and Exeter?
But besides the weather, the cultures are all the same, people are the same. It's not too much, eh? And it's a lovely part of the country. So the French Riviera, beautiful down here. Can't beat it.
So it's time for the player challenge now. A little pot of high carbohydrates and saturated fat. The dietitians here will absolutely hate it, gentlemen. These biscuits, you've got to put one on your forehead and then you've got to work it down into your mouth without using your hands, just tilting your head using your facial muscles. Normally we use slightly bigger biscuits than these, so this could be a challenge. I'm going to eat this one because I'm hungry. So you have a minute to get as many in your mouth as possible. Ready? Minute starts now. Go for it. You can drop it straight out. Oh, close. Oh, close. Very close.
In a different route.
This is far more taxing than deer stalking. Slightly bigger biscuits might be needed next time. – 35 seconds to go. You're so close. 10 seconds. This floor is littered. And we haven't nearly.
Oh my, has anyone actually got
No one's got one. And that's it. That is the minute.
He's got one.
You got one.
You got one.
You got one.
He's got one.
No, you just threw it in there. The floor littered with crumbs. Now, one man who understands the heartbeat of the Exeter Chiefs probably better than anyone is head coach Rob Baxter. When you start talking about a European campaign, it almost sounds Napoleonic, almost military. But in some ways, that's what it is. It's a long, long process. But every challenge that people put in front of the Exeter Chiefs, you meet that challenge.
We're really enjoying what we're doing. We're very happy to be here. We've worked very hard to be here. It means a lot to us. And it is a fresh challenge, and we're finding a lot of things new about the way we want to play, the way we can develop the players. And as I say, you know, we've gone past the enjoying proving people wrong, and now we're enjoying doing it for what we can achieve, I think.
And have you seen a change in the quality of the CVs, player CVs that are landing on your desk? People thinking, actually, this is a club to come to.
Yes, yeah. I mean, there's a reality to that, but you've got to be a pretty good player to force your way into our starting 15. And you know, I kind of like the players we've got here. You know, I like them as characters. I like their work ethic. They've been part of the recent history of the club and got us to a high level. And if they continue to work hard, you know, we'll back them all the way.
This group of guys who are your mates that you like are pushing for Heineken Rugby now, and a win against Worcester, and if things don't go well for the Saints against Tigers, you're going to be in a top four. Do you get a little bit excited when you start looking that far ahead, or do you not want to look that far ahead?
We've done so well by not getting too carried away with anything that we're fighting everything, you know, to avoid that. But there is a reality, you know, and we said to the players today, you know, they were disappointed to lose to Stade Francais, which is fantastic for us. And I've kind of said to them, look, you know, I hope you enjoy being out there. I hope you enjoy being involved in a big game. Well, there's potentially some big games ahead of you, you know, and the first one is Worcester, which, with various connotations of what may happen, is almost potentially a cup game, really. If we go there and it goes well for us and other things go certain ways, you know, all of a sudden a week later we're playing Northampton Saints at home in almost a knockout game, and that's an incredible position for us to be in at this stage of the season.
You must be very proud at this moment of what you and your management team, coaching team and players have achieved.
I think the way we play now is quite exciting. We're an easy team to get behind, and it's something we've always targeted trying to do. You know, the supporters who come here, they are slightly mental. You know, if you're here on a Saturday and, like I say, grown men waving inflatable tomahawks, wearing war paint, it is interesting. But they get behind us because we're an easy team to support.
Well, I look forward to seeing the inflatable tomahawks and headdresses in Europe. They don't know what's here. Rob, thanks ever so much for talking to us.
Thanks very much. Thanks
a lot. Cheers. So the Aviva Premiership is back in full swing, and it's that time of the season that the players and fans absolutely love. For the Exeter Chiefs, a win over Worcester at the weekend, and they can put serious pressure on those top four teams, particularly the Northampton Saints, who are only 3 points ahead of them. And bear in mind, the Saints have to come here to Sandy Park for the penultimate match of the season. exciting time. So join us next week for the very best seats in the house when we are at possibly the biggest name in English club rugby, the Leicester Tigers. Join us then for Guinness Behind the Badge.